Hello, Sarah Sabin, Executive Leadership and Intuition Coach here. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about executive presence. So this actually came to mind when I was watching a film the other day of Peaky Blinders. So for you, those of you that have seen the series, there is a new film out, which I have to say I don't like as much as the series, but I'm just using this to demonstrate a point here. Tommy Shelby has real executive presence. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that when he walks into a room, he owns that room. People notice him, people defer to him, and he does all of that without saying or doing very much at all. So he has a gait and a stance and a confidence that people just notice and defer to. And it's quite easy to think of that as something that you're either born with or you're not. And the minority of people are born with that kind of presence. But for those of us that aren't, don't fear, it's a presence that can be cultivated, because it starts from the inside out. There are a few internal elements that go into that kind of executive presence. And I'm talking about the real deal, not people that are insecure and try to cover up for it by talking all the time or dominating the conversation. I'm talking about people that have to do very little to get that same attention. So the person in a board meeting that everyone seems to defer to, that owns the room, that when they do speak, it really adds impact to the conversation. So what are some of the ingredients of this? Number one, physical presence. So actually being physically present in your body. And you might say to me, well, Sarah, I'm physically present in my body all the time. Most people actually aren't. They are up in their head or distracted by emotions that are preventing them from actually being present. If you notice Tommy Shelby and the way that he stands and the way that he walks, it is very certain, it is very sure. You can feel this sense of him really being there and in the room when he chooses to be. So that's point one. Point two, unflappability. Whatever happens, they do not flap around or get scared or get pushed into doing or saying something that they're uncomfortable with. So case in point with this particular film, there is a scene where Tommy Shelby is in a bar and this man is getting up in his grill and trying to provoke him and ends up pulling a gun on him. Tommy does not react at all, so he's cool as a cucumber before he very calmly pulls out a grenade, puts it in the man's pocket, and then the man runs away. Obviously, I'm not suggesting that you take guns and grenades into the boardroom, but this again demonstrates the point of no matter what happens, he doesn't lose his cool. No matter what is going on, never let your emotions or your emotional reactions push you into doing or saying something before you are ready. So a lot of people would react from that emotion rather than taking the time to ground back into yourself and to acknowledge that emotion and choose to act from a more rational place. The third element is groundedness. So really being grounded in your own sense of brilliance, your own sense of uniqueness, and the fact that you really belong in that room. Now, why is that important? Because most people are performative. They're seeking external validation to feel a certain way. And I've talked about this before when I talk about confidence and the internal scaffolding of confidence. When you are grounded in yourself and you have that level of true confidence, you are able to say the things that no one else says. You are able to act from a truly authentic place. And whatever is happening, you are not swayed by what is going on with everyone else or what everyone else is saying and doing. You have the courage of your convictions. And this is also an ingredient that feeds into executive presence as well. So if your next question is, how do you develop it? Well, you start from the inside out. And that's my philosophy on most things if you've been following me for a period of time. You start at the level of your brain, your body, and your emotions to build the kind of environment in which you can develop that executive presence.